the escalator again.
Leave it alone.
What?
Comics.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
TV and movies. Wrestling. Music.
We are just getting started!
Finally, a podcast about things you actually care about, hosted by a couple of guys who actually care about those things too.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Maybe a little too much.
Yes, that's awesome.
The talented one, Chris Machete.
That no-talent ass clown became famous.
And Brenton, you know, that guy from your other favorite podcast.
I liked it. I was good at it.
So grab onto the handrail and don't let go.
I'm gonna get a medic! There's a little boy caught the escalator!
This is the Kids on the Escalator podcast.
Woo!
Here's CM and BD.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
It's us on things. What's going on, man?
Hey, dude.
Looks like we're live in all the places from what I can see on this new phone that I just got.
Did the same thing at World Food.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm down in the warehouse.
Yeah, you got
People
like
buy
a
stuff.
warehouse
Look at
studio.
Skeletron, Spawn, Skeletron, Thor. Buy it.
Yeah, you've been doing a thing over the summer.
Yeah, I just. So there's Lonnie. Can you not? Thanks, dude. I got an echo going in the other. We
That
got
happened to me. That happened to me
There's
on my other show the other day. I was like, ah.
an echo. It's
Go
like
ahead.
back when people used to phone in the radio shows and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
there's this app called Whatnot, and it's basically like the shopping channels back in the day.
Yeah.
But super focused and specific towards pop culture. You're looking to buy comic books or toys or vintage jewelry, T-shirts, vinyl. This is where you go. You're not going to see like it's not for microwaves or cars or anything like that, right? It's for the stuff that I have behind me here. I got Spawn #1 available.
Look
There's
at
my
that.
Skeletron books, which are selling like friggin' crazy. I even got a Masters of the Universe toy right there.
So when people
For like $18 that sell that Masters of the Universe toy I'm selling for $18. It goes for $36 at Walmart before tax. So I've just got some cool deals. Now, the things that I've explained when I do my show is that I'm a published comic book artist. So I've gained a lot of free comic books. I've bought a lot of comic books for 75 cents. Twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
When I do, and I work for 2 comic book stores, they give me free stuff. So, and sometimes it's multiple things. So I give great deals, man. And there's the Indigo bag there. I always do a blind bag for $20. We start the bidding at, and it's always worth at least $50. We just did one. It went up to $25, which was a steal. There's an action figure, a couple really good old X-Men comic books, a signed comic book from the artist. So we give away great stuff like that. You can buy my comic book on there for $6, which is $2 cheaper than when you buy it from my website.
Yeah.
Originally $8, you can get it for $6 here. So it's a thing that we both do. My wife sells vintage jewelry, and she gives like deals that are ridiculous that I don't understand, because it's like 4 pairs of sunglasses for $2, and the stickers on there say $16 each for the sunglasses. They're like Copacabana or some kind of stuff, which is really cool. So that's my store. It's called Whatnot.
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 So it's like a
And
it's like an online
app.
auction app. Twip. Like,
Yes.
but yeah, it's cool. So instead of people
It's basically
donating
like
on Twitch, instead of people donating on Twitch or something like that, they can just buy shit from
you're
your
buying
Facebook.
stuff, right? Yeah, and you
Yeah.
bid against other people. But I give great. There's lots of others. It's like the shopping channel. It's exactly what it's like. Because I'm on there going, hey, right, how's it going? Well, we're gonna put this, and there's a timer for things that you're buying, dude. It's just like the shopping channel. And I go on there, and a lot of the times I'll talk for the half hour and only sell one thing. But I'll go on, but it's like I'll sell something for $25. So for half an hour, it's all right, cool. And plus, I get to talk to all these rad people.
Yeah.
And there's other times though, like I sold a Ninja Turtle book for like $70. And there's times where I've sold like 4 copies of my comic book or whatever, So it's pretty cool.
We'll put that up because on kidsonescalator.com, everybody. Welcome back to the new season. First episode.
Sorry, I was
of
just
the new
pimping
season.
myself.
No, but what we're going to do is Chris is doing these whatnots before we go live now.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get 2 hours of Machete by just hanging out and seeing his personal stash.
Yeah.
Which can mean many things, but we got his personal
can.
stash. And then he's selling stuff, which is awesome. So make sure you guys tune in. Well, check out the details. We'll put some of it in the chats and a few things as we're going through. And as we build the season up again, we got lots ahead. Lots to get to.
I'm gonna throw out just one other thing I want to throw out before we stop talking about all me. Is if you're watching the show and you've seen me on the channel, say something about it on. Or sorry, say something about it the next time I'm online. Okay?
Yeah.
So the next time I'm selling, if you mention, just type in kids on the escalator. Okay? The next time I'm selling, and I will give you something freaking cool. That's all you got to do. So if you're watching this show right now from the fan base from Whatnot, and you just type in kids on the escalator, you will get something free and it'll be cool.
I like that deal. Free stuff.
Too.
Free stuff just for tuning in. I like to see we're already the show is already making leaps and bounds improvement over last season. We're giving away. There's 2 platforms now, 2 other platforms to see Chris Machete do his thing, sell a bunch of cool shit like you see in the background. I see a Thor comic, which we're gonna get to. We got a whole bunch of things, but first and foremost, how was the summer, man?
Oh, the summer was great. It was really, really good. Yeah. Coming out of COVID was a bit of a kick in the ass kind of thing. It's weird, but we all know as my big speech when I do my selling is that I hit my 50 and now it's kind of like, all right, I got to whittle my collection down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing that I've noticed over the summertime is that being a pretty humble guy, right? Like, you know me, I had the apartment, I had the whole house that was falling apart, and I'm getting older now and I'm really slowing down. I'm really starting to appreciate things, I'm a delight to hang out with, I think.
I believe that's the case.
I find that the older I get, say that about 30-year-old Chris, he was not a delight to hang out with. 50-year-old Chris, I think is. Now, here's the thing I'm noticing about, to a far extreme would be Gene Simmons. The older that guy gets, the douchier he is, the things he says that are just like I find that I'm becoming more in tune with what's going on. I actually have suggestions where people aren't looking at me like I have 3 heads. You know what I mean? Like it's nice, and I'm very calm about how I approach subjects now. Whereas you see people who had a lot grow, whoa, Gene Simmons, millionaire, multi-millionaire, not really in touch with what's going on, getting further and further away from reality, getting grouchier, getting more, get off my lawn, rock and roll's dead. I had a whole record label to try and promote rock and roll, but I signed pop acts. Look it off my lawn, rock and roll's dead. You know what I mean? Whereas I find the older I'm getting, I'm just so more laid back handing things. So over the summer, I really had a good time to slow down and take a look, which was nice. Because after COVID, I wasn't sure if I really wanted to jump to society and everything that's going on. You know what I mean? Like it's a shitty world, or it can be a really shitty world. And see these people that you loved as a child, instead of growing up to being people who are like, man, I'm gonna do rock and roll. I'm gonna plant seeds for rock and roll. I'm gonna be a genuine and encourage the youth. No, I'm gonna be old shit who has millions of dollars and tells people to get off my yard, right? Like, it's funny how people can turn out different ways. And my summer is I'm a fucking delight.
Well, that's been that way forever. Even in your 30s, man, it was all good. It was all good. I've had 4 decades. I've had 4 decades of Machete here. So
I watched some Bill Burr talking about going to parties and driving home after and going, yeah, probably shouldn't have said that. You know how many times I've done that? Yeah. Wow. Like, do you know how many times I've gotten home from tours, parties, shows, and been, I said that.
Woo.
And it wasn't even anything offensive. It was just wrong time to say that. I'm not even going to give you an example because I don't want to shine that light.
It's the new Machete. I mean, come on.
We didn't have YouTube back there and social media to bust us for everything we were saying. But I said some stupid shit. But nowadays I'm noticing, especially after, I've noticed that I'm actually saying some smart stuff, looking into things a little more. Whereas I've noticed other people getting old and to a lower extent, some people my age, and just kind of shutting it down. You know, like this is it. This is my life. This is the way it is.
I never understood. I get it. Burt Reynolds had a great quote one time, which was, I've been miserable and broke and miserable and rich. And I prefer miserable and rich, because some guys just can't get off it. They're just like, well, if I'm going to be a crotchety old shit, I might as well be rich while doing it, which doesn't really add anything to the equation,
Well,
but
it's
it's
a choice
just whatever.
to be a crotchety old shit,
yeah.
right? It's a
And
choice.
yeah. It's something.
Especially to complain about it. My point is getting old and being crotchety and being that guy that sits at home and yells at the TV. And then you got the guy that actually could change things and make things that he's talking about better, and they don't do it. Even in their small world. I hate the kids on this street. Well, maybe donate something for a park or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, there's a better. It's just funny how you can look at things that way. And I find that the more I'm looking around me, and it's funny observing people getting old.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. I'm just getting tired now. I mean, I've been tired all year.
Now,
so
like, you were on the road for how long?
yeah,
On the
it's
road
been a
for?
while, and I still got another one to
But
go.
literally,
It'll be
like, you
30
were on
weeks
the road for what, like 6
from
months, 4 months?
Well, I mean, I've been out since February the 1st, end of
Right.
January, but I've been kind of like out and then home for 2 weeks, out and home for 2 weeks. Normally, I would have no complaints. Trust me. I worked my whole life for this. But what I'm saying is like those breaks are normally, as out for maybe 2 months, home for 2 months, out for a month and a half, home for 2 months. So it was like, it's just really, really like, it's just a lot. It's a lot. And to your point about like seeing people from around the world, like, the world's having a party right now. That's all I'm going to say. Everyone's out doing stuff. I just did 9 days
We
in
have
Las
the biggest
Vegas.
party school in the world, apparently.
I know.
Ontario here in Kingston, right? I haven't even noticed.
I just did 9 days in Las Vegas, man, and there wasn't one single moment of any of those 9 days that it wasn't anarchy. And I understand that it's Vegas,
but you have to break down the anarchy, because see, when I think of Vegas, I just think, okay, we're in Vegas. Here's anarchy. Go there. So to me, anarchy is just like what's going on. What do you mean? What do you mean anarchy? This must be like.
Well, it's gone to another level. It's gone to one other level there, as far as what I've seen. I've been to Vegas a lot. It's gone to one whole other level. When I was there in,
like, what are people like humping each other, or are they like smacking each other in the head?
It's
robberies.
it's
racism.
Okay, no. How do I explain it?
I don't know. But you have to now, because now I'm really interested.
So when I was there in February, it was still calm. It was still like people kind of slowly walking out of their house, slowly kind of doing whatever, right? And then the world just kind of at some point said, that's it, we're done with the pandemic and we're moving on. And then everything our country up until like as of Monday finally cuts us up to the rest of the world and says, all right, that's it. No more ArriveCan, no more all this stuff. But we are the only ones that have kind of taken the time. Fine, totally support it. I'm just saying. But Vegas in February was like a walk. Vegas now is a full sprint all the time. And even when I've been to Vegas in the past, I've had moments of like, cool, it's a Tuesday. It's a little bit more chilled, hang out, go out and go for a hike or whatever. Even the casinos are a little bit more relaxed. Nope. It is full on. All the shows that I've done, it's just like, like the amphitheaters, like everyone is out. Every show is selling out. So I'm just saying, like, everyone's having like this sort of post-COVID, we're out, we're going, we're spending all the money. Will 23 be like that? I'm not sure. People might kind of take a step back and go, I mean, there's definitely more shows that are going to happen, but people might decide to kind of like watch their money a little bit more. I'm not sure, but I swear, I mean, I've been around like 1 million people this year. That's no lie, that number. 1 million people at least. And like, I've never seen the world like this right now. Everyone's just like
it's
running
like
and sprinting from their house. Sprinting from their house.
You swear off of McDonald's, and then you go there at the bar and you're like, I want like 2 chicken sandwiches. I want a Whopper. Yeah. This is McDonald's, sir. I want Whoppers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
remember
something.
The after bar switches to the that's so then you're just everybody's just going nuts, right? But I see it too, because here in Kingston is really good. And they're all coming here. I see them. of live music.
Mhm.
Sloan's is coming through here. Gob was just through here. Ringo Starr's All-Star Band is coming through here. Brian Adam here. It's on, man. It's on.
It's on, and it feels quite something. So, I have been out since February, but this is like nothing I've ever experienced before touring wise. Again, no complaints. The point I'm trying to make is, it's full on. Like the shows are like.
You're concerned that there's going to be another big outbreak.
No, that part's over. Everyone's gotten it by now.
What do you?
My thing, I think people are going to run out of money.
Concerned that everybody's out. I'm concerned.
It's not. It's
still
just
waiting for the hook here.
Okay, so before COVID, in the world, outside of the Trump thing in America, and the world was a bit like off its axes a little bit, but it was calm. I felt like things were a little bit calm. Now, and without getting too political, we've got like a world. It's like everyone feels like there's a world war impending doom on the way. So they're doing everything.
So you're feeling a political stress.
Like I'm feeling like this positive and negative energy both colliding at the same time.
And this is because of politics.
Everywhere I go, I think it's politics, but there's like, you're in a concert, there's music, everyone's there politically, whether they're, especially with the band I was just with, you're either with like Republicans and Democrats and whatever. You've got these things and people are coming together for that one moment of music and they're loving life. And then I go to the mall and it's like, ah! And then I go to I go to Vegas and there's somebody screaming in the pool, like, ah! And it's just everyone is just building and building and building.
Well, it's an election coming around there. See,
I just feel it, man. I just feel the world. Yeah.
Here, my life is, and this is the funny thing, is that because I posted a picture of you and I way back in the day. We were sponsored by Jägermeister behind us, and it was like lifestyle, right? Like, yeah. And it's so funny how we are like the same coin, but the two opposite sides. We both loved touring, playing rock and roll. When we started, we loved everything about music. Like but you and I used to talk for hours, like on rides home and shit, right? About music in general, waiting. Yeah. And now my daughter's like, hey man, free passes to go see the Gaslight Anthem here in Toronto. And I'm just, and the anxiety that's going through my head is redonkulous, man. Like, I would love to go to that. And especially to have my daughter, like, take me there. Yeah. The anxiety of me driving to Toronto, for one thing, blows my mind. The anxiety of going to a show and being around all those people and standing there blows my mind. The anxiety of not being able to hear and talk and relay my emotions and my feelings to anyone blows my mind. So I can't do it. And then but here I'm doing everything online. Like I'm selling my comic book, I'm selling toys. It's not like I'm not doing anything. I found my way here. Well, you're the other side of the coin. I'm teaching guitar lessons. Sorry. The other side of the coin is you. And you're like in everybody's face, in everybody's country. You're around the world. Your poster of like, my post, like, woo, look at me in my basement. Look at me in my office. Look at me in my car. Where you're like, I'm in Italy. I'm in New Jersey. And it's so funny, right? So we started off just exactly the same. Tour. Although I partied way more than you did. Yeah. But same mindset, right? And now, the thought of me going to see a show in Toronto is such anxiety that it's crippling, where you would not only go to that show, you'd be a million miles away from your home and you would run that show. How crazy is the brain?
It's weird how it works, but I try, I'm trying to teach the kids that sort of like go after. We all have like, I'm doing it on my other show about making it and our definition of making it. And to me, a definitely like, I look at your definition of making it. And obviously those long car rides, it's like, man, would it be great to, wow, we're going to tour some 41 around the world and we're going to do this. We're going to do that.
We picked our bands, right? And I was like, if I could open for Kiss, the original lineup, then I could just stop. And I think you were at Pantera. I think at that point in your life, I think it was Pantera.
Yeah, likely.
But we had Kiss and Pantera and we were done. We were just like, you know what? We
and you know what's really funny about that, dude, is like our 6 degrees of those two bands is down to 1. So before, where they seemed like such a thing over here, now I've been to Vinny's house. Like, this is just speaking frankly. I've been to Vinny's house. He put me in a shrine to his brother Daryl. My 6 degrees went to one, and that's him through my buddy Frank. Fitz, who played with Gene Simmons all the time, and Todd, who they're all friends with Eric Singer. They all like our sick. They do the Kiss Cruise every year. We're down to 1 degree of those bands,
and I went the opposite.
And
I can't listen to heavy death metal anymore like Pantera, and I fucking hate Gene Simmons.
So there you go.
We are two sides of the same, and it's so awesome that we're two sides of that same coin, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not like we disagree about what we do either. It's just it's so cool. It's like
but like, it's more inspired, Chris. It's more of an inspiration thing for me because you know how hard I work to get this, and I know how hard you work to get it.
Well, I just think it's funny that I'm like to you, like, dude, I couldn't do what you're doing. I couldn't travel all that, and you're like, I couldn't sit still in the house all that long, man. I don't know how you sleep till 11 o'clock, dude. I think that's awesome. Like, what a great dynamic. It is. Two hosts of a show.
It is, and it's funny how it's gotten there because when I look at the making side of it, I go, okay, well, if I look back on the history of us or look back on the history of what we've had to go through to get to the places that we've had to go to, it's like, of course you're 50 and making money and bought a house through teaching music and drawing comics. Because when I met you that first band practice at the house, it was like you were doing guitar and drawing comics. Right. But it wasn't necessarily paying then. It was something you were working towards doing. And here, and this is the story I love of all stories. And Andy Wilson, if you're watching, hi, because Andy loves you in this story. But I mean, you sell this rickety house that you're talking about. You sell the things that we've all been there. Everyone had to have a house, but you sell this house and you buy a bigger house on a bigger piece of property in Kingston.
Well, it's actually smaller.
But let's just nicer.
It's brand new.
Yeah. But the thing is like with comic book and music money. Mm-hmm. And to everyone else would be like, you can't do that. No. For the same people that are like, you can't do what I'm doing. But both of us have proven them wrong. And I was at my old roommate, Derek. I was at his wedding the other day in Vegas. I stayed in Vegas for his wedding, and he was like, I can't believe you and Chris. I just can't believe it. And not in a bad way. He's like, these are the two guys that like who would have ever thought that you could make a career doing what we're doing. And I was like, exactly. But I said, you were there for the ride. You were there for the missed rent payments and the missed phone bills.
Right.
But here we are. We're in a stadium. We're in a stadium in Toronto.
Okay.
Right.
All of what we just talked about here. Doing what we want to do. Freebirds, right? Speaking guitar, Generation X.
Yes.
This little student I'm teaching, he's 10 years old, and I'm watching the life and the fun get sucked out of him. I'm physically about it. I'm watching it. So I have this going into he's in grade 9 in Port Perry. I teach him online. Guy that's like 7 years old who goes to public school here in Kingston. Face to face with the little dude, little bit older guy in Port Perry online. Yeah. So I get the little dude come in and he's having issues because he's got parents who are teaching him that life is fun and you can do whatever you want. Whatever you want, little dude, you can do it. And I'm telling him the same thing too. Draw comics, man. You draw comics.
Yeah.
He goes to school and all of a sudden, you got to do math. And he doesn't understand this. Okay, so he goes through it, and I'd rather play with. He doesn't understand. Dude, this is watching this. He's telling me. Why can't I play with my friend? Like everybody tells me life is fun. Why is the teacher telling me I can't play with my friend? I don't want to do math, and if I have to do math, why can't I do it with my friends? Well, so we go. Sorry, so I'm pausing because I wish I could have the kid tell the story, right? But he's obviously too young. He has to have his parents and he has to have the teacher guide and tell him not everything in life is fun. School's not fun. So he comes to me the next week and I'm like, how's it going, dude? I never ask how. Ask that. If you're a parent and you're asking your kid how school was, sorry, I'm calling it. Hey, how was school? Fine. Good. School was school. Dude, don't do that. You're losing, right? So the kid comes in, and they had to have like a, what do you call that? Was when you have an intervention with the poor little kid.
Yeah.
Comes in, he's like, yeah, well, it's not meant to be fun. And I was like, so what are you gonna do, man? You know me, right? What are you gonna do? I hate school. Boom, there it is. Now, I teach a grade 9 kid, and he says to me, so I'm in high school. 5 minutes to get here on the bus, and I'm sitting here, and I do hour and a half class. I do 20 minutes work. The rest of it, I'm just sitting there. And this is a smart kid. You know his parents. This is a smart kid from Caesarea. Little tiny butt fuck town. This kid. I get taught for 20 minutes. I sit for the rest of the hour and a half. T says, I'm like, how about cooking? He's like, yes. I'm like, how about like, that's what my dad does. Yes. How about how more riffs on your guitar? Yes. He's just like, feed me. And he says to me, what they do, Chris, is they just put you in a line and you don't get to look around. Eyes ahead, straight ahead. Grade 7. No, don't look over there. Don't look over there. Grade 8. No. Keep moving. This is a kid in grade 9 telling me this, and a kid that's 7 or 8 telling me the other story. So my mind is just being blown with real fact. This is not me, whoa, Donald Trump said this, and blah, blah, blah says that kids should do this. This is me sitting here and soaking in this and what is going on with the world. And I'm sitting there going, there's your problem. Again, I'm just a dude. I'm a Gen Xer. How come I'm the one that sees that school should be split for scientists and tradesmen, artistic people? It's like there should be 3 people running the friggin' country, man. So your medical people, you get your tradesmen, you got your art. When they grade 7, you do this. Let the kids choose what they're doing. And the kids.
It's weird because it's kind of.
And now I'm going to tag off. I'm now done. Yeah. Going to tag off. You have kids who are in this.
Yeah.
Go.
Copy. All right. So I would have benefited greatly from that system of like being able to kind of choose my way. Now, here's the thing. My little guy's in grade 7. I went to his parent-teacher thing today. She was great. She's got this like, really cool, open kind of concept. And she's like, is there anything you want me to work on with him? And I'm like, you're the teacher. You do you. I said, the common thread that he gets, which is very similar, he takes from me. The common thread that he gets is that, he can get a little chatty, a little distracting in class because he's probably talking Star Wars or something instead of actually learning some of the stuff.
Trying to have fun. No.
So
he's trying to have fun. Sorry, dude. He's
sure. I'm with you because I hated it too. So, but here's where it changed.
No, I'm just saying he's just trying.
Yeah, he's totally. And so she countered and said to me, "Well, I actually run a pretty loose class, and so as long as he's getting the work done, I kind of don't care what they do." In not so many words, she was like, "She's got to keep an eye on it because not everyone. We all don't learn the same." I had a hard time learning, which I didn't discover until. What it was happening in the moment. Obviously I knew, but when you get frustrated because you don't understand science and you're 13 and you're like, I'm whatever, you don't understand math, you don't understand this. And I had all these kind of teachers and there was teacher conferences and whatever until my grade 8 teacher. And my grade 8 teacher changed my life. And if
what was your grade 8 teacher's name? This is a kudos.
Tom.
You should probably.
Yeah, it's Tom Thompson. And I'll tell you a story. I struggled. I was like a E- student in grade 7. My grade 7 teacher had no interest in. There was no like. Part of it was my effort ability to want to learn it, and the other part of it was him like realizing that I was struggling and going, I got to try to help you, man. I got to try to figure out how I can help you. But he didn't do that. Well, my grade 8 teacher did because the only classes I did well in were his because we were split. In grade 8, he made sure that I was in his class. Nice. And that he was my homeroom guy. And he and he's the first teacher. And I had some great ones, but he's the first teacher. When I was picking my classes for grade 9, the first thing he said to me, Major League fan too, by the way. The first thing he said to me was like, I need you to start thinking about grade 9. And at that point, that seemed like a pipe dream to me. Because out here, my daughter's already in high school. It's grade 8, grade 9. It's already high school. But in Ontario, it's kindergarten to grade 8. He was the first teacher that said to me, "You need to start thinking about high school." I'm like, "Really?" And he goes, "You're going to make it." And he told me that about March, April, which took that pressure off of like, if I fail every test, I'm going to stay behind. And if I would have failed any of those classes, dude, we wouldn't have met. My life would have been, all of it would have been over. Unlike, ironically, unlike our bass player, Dent, who struggled and was left behind a bit, we actually connected because of that. So it's a weird thing that kind of happened there. But anyways, I wouldn't have made it through. I would have had a really hard time. He was the one that said, no, this kid's got an issue. I got to figure out how to fix him. And stayed with me after school every single day for 3 months straight. And I went from E- to a B+ math student. Not because and I do math for a living, Chris, every day right now. I do, and ask your daughter. Right. It's like I'm managing $2 million to $5 million budgets. I'm doing math every single day. The fundamentals.
You don't have to do it more. You can do it on the.
I'm just doing this. I'm just doing the. But the thing is that he took the moment to do that. And if he was with me my whole school career and was kind of guiding me, he was the first guy that told me, "I think you can do advanced English." I'm like, "What? I don't want to do Shakespeare." He's like, "Okay, I just think you can do it." He's the first one of 8 years of school at that point. So part of it is curriculum, like you're saying. I think that if you recognize that a kid is not going to be launching spaceships or going to be a lawyer or a doctor, you got to tap into their strengths and guide their program.
Well, there should be an option.
And they're going to.
There should even
they're going to excel.
Don't even have to guide them. Just an option, right, buddy?
Sure.
Because there's no option right now. But going back to Tom, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that his parents raised him right. His name Thompson. You can't tell me his parents weren't a root at parties, right? Woo!
Right.
Party at the Thompsons tonight. Oh, awesome, man! I'm going to bring that. Go.
We have an artsy class. We have an artsy school out here that's really rad, and I'm thinking that's where my daughter's leaning. But it's one of those things where it's like the waiting list is huge. But she made a big. I know that this is kind of off topic for our show, but this is what we do as well. You guys are getting a glimpse into some of our car rides right now. The thing is that she was in French immersion for 3 years.
Right.
And we were like, I think she's doing it as a social experiment because all of her friends are there. Classic high school, goes into high school, struggles in high school because everyone starts splitting off.
Right.
And then she's like, doesn't really have she has an okay year, but not a great year last year. And we're like, is French the thing? Comes to us and says, all right, actually, I want out. And I want to go back to English, and because I'm, and she's going to be ahead of all the kids in French because she's taken it for 3 years, but she recognized that it wasn't working and she moved it to something else that will better guide her towards. And now she's gearing some of her stuff towards art, because she is very artsy, and that's cool. And the curriculums are very stuck, like you say, like, and from Port Perry, like where we were, it's like you're a plumber, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer.
Not even that, right? Because that's just. You're going to learn what you're told to learn, whether it helps you or whatever the fuck you're going to do. We just want to get you in and get out. Dude, the last thing my guidance counselor told me when I went to write my equivalency exam to get my diploma so I could go to and learn a real trade, drawing, was that if I had a daughter, I'd never let her sit beside you. And if you ever think you're going to get playing guitar, you're crazy. And that's what Miss McKillop told me. / female gym coach. She was guiding my life.
Well, Miss McKillop, take a drive to Kingston.
Anyway, so let's get off of the personal.
Anyways,
one thing I want to throw in here before we start. How I go to the res, right? And I love to go to the res, and I get my medicinal marijuana. This place right here, my friends. Simple. Mohawk Cannabis Store.
Where are they located? In Kingston?
No, this is in Tydenaga. All you got to do is take the Tydenaga turnoff. There's all kinds of signs. It's the second store you'll see on your right.
Tydenaga.
Fantastic. Okay. So there is a medical strain person like me. I have ADD, very high anxiety disorder. As I discussed earlier, I can't go to concerts anymore. This doesn't go as far as to make that good. But as far as normal day life, there's something called a sour tangy there that I researched, and it is just, it's awesome, dude.
Puts you in a good place.
For people who need health, which I'm going to discuss later when I do my conspiracy theories, mental health's going to come in there. I just feel so calm. I don't know. Viewers might even, I would bet if you went back to some of our old videos before the summer when I really got into this strain, you would notice the difference in my demeanor. I'm really calm. It's great. But the funny story is that when I went in there, I always chat with them because I'm a very chatty guy, as you know. I brought up that I'm on the Dean Blundell network, and they all turned around and was like, I love Dean Blundell. So a shout out to Dean. Dean, you should go to this place. They give free stuff every time I go in. I can't imagine the free stuff you're going to get. But they were big supporters of the Blundell show. They're all like, oh, fuck, we love Dean. Like, awesome. And then they were all typing our podcast into their phones when I mentioned we were on the Dean Blundell network. So just for me to Dean, man, Knuckles, well, I got to do this one, the Aussie. Knuckles, man, from and maybe Dean, if you're watching, maybe step in here. Or if you're into really good deal and getting some cannabis that either for partying or just to help your normal day life. I even get a CBD, no THC cream for my mother's knee. And Mom, you're out there, use that cream. I keep telling her you can't use too much of it. See, my mom's still trying to understand the CBD THC thing. I'm telling you, get the CBD. Brent likes CBD. It's not the same. There you go. Come on, Mom. Use it a lot on your knee. All right.
It's great.
So,
I got it for sleep. I'm dreaming. It's great.
Okay. So anyway, Mohawk Cannabis Store, second one on your right when you go off the turnoff from the 401. They're big Blundell supporters. Cheers, guys.
Excellent.
And I'll see you soon.
Check it out, friends. Okay.
Thor.
Now we've got about 20 left before we got to get kicked off the thing.
Oh, do we really?
Go.
Should I just go to the conspiracy theory? Because, man.
No, we're going to do the Thor. I want to do the Thor thing for a minute. But shout out to our good friend, Adam. How you doing,
Edge.
bud? Yeah, I got to actually, he was behind just so quickly. I was doing Skydome. He was doing Rogers with WWE. Yep. And I had a chance to say hi to him and his lovely wife and our buddy Mike. And look at this.
Hey, Mike.
That's a custom Toronto Maple Leaf Edge shirt. Great guy, wonderful human. And shout out, buddy. Thanks for the shirt. And thought I'd wear it today, considering we're going to talk a little bit of Leafs.
Hey, watch me. Okay, well, Leafs first.
No, we are going. We got to go. We got to go here. We got to go here.
Okay. Do you want me to just go for 5 minutes? Do you want to time me for 5 minutes and just have me go?
I'm not going to time you. We're just going to do it. This, my friends, let me just get the graphic up because I've got, here we go. Chris told me about Thor, Love and Thunder, which we're going to do this. Told me about this. And he's like, whatever you do. He's like, he was losing his mind. So anyways, this is the breakdown of Thor, Love and Thunder. How bad is it? Go.
Timer? Okay. First off, every Guns N' Roses song I never wanted to hear again. Like, I'm talking like when you start a movie and you hear like Sweet Child of Mine, it's like a drill going into my head. Okay, the riff is not that bad. Sidebar, I'd listen to Slash before I'd listen to Guns N' Roses, but I'd listen to Age of Electric before I would listen to Slash. Sidebar, boom. Why would you use these songs? Why on earth have you had this whole Guns N' Roses library? Now, I had one person say, because it's cheesy. Now, here's the thing, Brent, and you can back me up on this. There's a difference between a shitty song and a cheesy song. Wake Me Up Before You Go is a cheesy song. Is it a shitty song?
It's a hit.
That was a bad example. But
It's
I'm
a
on
hit.
the floor here. Okay.
But it's cheesy. Yeah, sure.
Is it cheesy or is it a shitty song? I don't know. I find that just the Guns N' Roses song were terrible songs. Sorry, I tripped.
Well, they never
back up again. Okay.
Let me go back up for 1 second.
Oh, but I'm trying to rant for 5 minutes straight.
No, we can go rant for 5 minutes. Okay. Terrible. No, we all loved them. We all loved them. We've overheard them. And why are they in a Thor movie? That's it.
No, there's more. It's like, because, okay, you got these impactful moments, right? The whole crew's coming in. Now, in past Thor movies, you've heard bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, you got some Zeppelin. Yeah.
That matches perfectly. We heard Paradise City. Stop it. And then to top it off, they put in November Rain. Okay, so the humor worked at the beginning when it was with Guardians of the Galaxy. Perfect. All right, that's great. That worked Thor through. That was great because the Guardians have been laid out that way very nicely. Now, Taika Waititi, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He hit a home run with the Thor movie before this. This was such a friggin' miss that I cannot believe it. We had a love affair between two hammers. You're going to waste Marvel time with a love affair between...
Yeah.
This is Marvel movie time. And they're spending it on a love affair between two hammers. Do I have to say any more on that?
No.
Jane Foster is back. I thought Jane Foster was done. What? Jane Foster back? Is everybody... Where's Jane Foster? Bring her back. I thought Jane Foster has just decided this is not the life for me, and I'm moving on as a scientist. How many Marvel characters could you have brought into this position instead of Jane Foster? Beta Ray Bill. The friggin' Frog. Rain. Spider-Man. Jane Foster.
Question. You saw the trailer.
For what?
You saw the trailer for Thor.
Okay.
We talked about this a couple months ago that it was coming out.
Right.
She was in the trailer catching the hammer. This is not debate time, but you didn't call it out then. So were you expecting something different from her versus what you saw in the movie? Because she was in the trailer and we showed the trailer and we were both excited about it, but she showed up and now you don't like it. So just explain that, because I'm with you. Well,
but I've said this before, is that I'm not that guy. No, here's one thing I can't stand. I can't stand people trailer and say, oh, fuck this. I'm out. That was with that Batman. You can't do that. Yeah. And I've mentioned that I've been because of a trailer, and we had that brilliant friend of yours who we need to have back on here, who nailed Austin Matthews and nailed the new Batman movie too. I don't know who
Talking Buds.
It was
the guys from Talking Buds. Yep.
But anyway, I don't judge trailers, dude. You can't do that. I made the mistake when Heath Ledger was the Joker, and I'm Heath Ledger, man. Are you 10 things I hate about you? That guy can't do it, and he was brilliant. He was brilliant. Sidebar: why is Jay Leno popular?
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. That's another show.
What is he?
No. That's another
ever
show.
Done? Okay, pushing the
I'm not a
sidebar
fan.
away. Pushing the sidebar away. Yeah, pushing. Okay. Thor: Love and Thunder, man. Come on. I don't understand. And okay, you've got villain. Right here. Greatest villains. Gore the God Butcher. Hey, man. On the side there. Yeah. And then you got the contradiction God, who was just a joke. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's why I printed this.
Christian Bale was amazing. And off the beginning,
I thought he was
his
great.
daughter. Sidebar. Do you know who his daughter, the actress is who played his daughter?
I think I knew this.
Trick question. She's not an actress. She's Chris Hemsworth's daughter.
I was just about to say she's the daughter of Thor. So
Trick question. She's not really an actress. Anyway. The actor Christian Bale poured his soul into trying to be the Joker of the Marvel Universe.
Absolutely.
You have to take the Joker. You can't have the Joker and against Harley Quinn. I don't think that would work. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Together they're great, but you need the Batman. You need the Joker and the Batman are the opposite. Does nobody notice that the Joker and Batman are the total opposite? Like, come on. Brilliant. So you've taken this amazing villain who was supposed to start off the whole the whole Venom stuff, and you've made him a joke. You've made Thor that when he comes to fight in the final scene, I'm expecting him.
Yeah, Keep going. I've got some thoughts, but
No,
I actually
that's the final
I did
scene.
think
It's
I
Thor
did think
against,
that
it's Thor
that
against Gore the God Butcher, and Thor turns around and farts on him.
well, you're not wrong. I think that would have come. I think that Christian Bale was the best part of that movie,
Oh, it was
and
brilliant. I feel bad for him.
you know what I felt bad about watching that thing was at what point, at some point they would have had to read the script, and I'm sure they're contractually obligated to do the movie.
I think they
But
just
it's
trusted Watiki
but at some
there.
point they had to have read the
He was on a
script.
roll. I
And
think
my
they
whole-
just trusted Watiki. I'm terrified. I am literally terrified as to what he's going to do with Star Wars because he gets free reign. He asked Padme to be in it.
So my thing is like, I think that okay, two things. Why is Russell Crowe not a menacing Zeus? Why is he like a party,
Because he's a joke.
But
Made
this
a
is what I'm
joke out
saying.
of Zeus.
So they got it. They made a joke out of Zeus, and he's going on. It wasn't until the what do you call it? The
hidden
final
scene, the after credits, man.
where he was like evil. The other side,
Hercules
this whole
comes-
thing. When I saw him like dressed like this, I was like, when I first saw it, I'm like, if I had seen this movie before you had saw this movie, I'd been like, Chris is going to lose his mind. Just what I hate right now in all writing, is this assumption that we all speak the way they do in the movies.
Right.
Like they're not speaking like normal people. They're adding these weird dialogue bits in there to make it feel like it's real, but it's not real at all, and it takes away from the whole thing.
So it does. I agree 100%. We're running low on time. I got to hit this conspiracy theory. Now, here's the one thing I want to add. Is done with comedy and done beautiful. And this is what I'm finding. The Marvel is missing with the movies and the TV stuff a bit. Go into She-Hulk thinking you're watching an 80s kind of sitcom / action flick. When she turns into She-Hulk, don't be looking at the CGI. Look at you and tell you what's going on in the storyline. Brilliant. Dude, I'm getting the old hello, my baby, hello, my darling hook out of there. Terrified to see what you're going to do with Star Wars, my friend. Maybe take a break and go relax for a bit. How bad is Love and Thunder? It is 15 out of 5.
1/2 Dean out of 5.
1/2 Dean
I
out of
think
5.
I'm with you. I think I'm with it. There was nothing. The only thing. Okay, I'm going to go up to a 1 because I'm going to give it to Christian Bale because I thought Christian Bale was great, and I thought you're talking about ruining that character. I thought that he did everything he could to try to save whatever shit was in front of him, and
this comic is worth. Dude, this comic. Remember when I came out before? When I was like, these are worth a mint, dude. I cannot $6. Dude, this is a $50 comic. It was. I can't suck because of that movie.
Tiki, you just cost Chris 40 bones. So the comic expert on this is giving it a 1/2 out of 5. I like Christian Bale enough to give him 1.
Is that
but
bad
the whole
to take
thing,
a comic from $50 to $5?
Tiki, you're out.
Sorry, you knew this was going to be a rant.
You're out.
Okay. Okay, we're going to do conspiracy theory. I got to kind of do. Okay, to check this out.
Chris has got a plan here. What are you going to do here?
Well, no, this isn't a plan. This is just me, as I mentioned. This is going off of me just being a delightful person. I'm researching things before I make opinions on them. Can you imagine doing that, Brent? Can you imagine actually fucking spending an hour researching something before you go online? This guy's saying, good one, buddy. Good one. Okay. Top 3 conspiracy theories about the most controversial book in the world, the Bible.
Oh wait, I got a graphic for this. Hold on.
Why do people believe in the Bible? Why is the Bible written? What brought that on? Okay. There's so many. Now again, this is not a 10-minute conversation, but I'm going. Here we go. We're going to do a 10-minute timer on this. The first one was faith. Okay, you believed. You believed. Faith / fear, maybe, Brent? Yeah, faith. But faith is not a bad thing. It really isn't. if faith helps you get through the fucking day, man, then I cheers you on that. All right, I think that's great. Now here's where it will get confusing. If your faith is divinely focused on what the Bible says, that gets confusing. If you have faith in a higher deity that is all good, that's great. Where is that deity? I don't know. I'm still looking for that one. Viracocha comes close. This is not my opinion. This is my research on what I found. So the Bible is you find that people just have blind faith / fear. Okay. The second logical explanation about the Bible. Now, this one really spoke to me. And I almost wonder if this is another conspiracy on top of itself, where the people who are religion are like, okay, we got to get these sci-fi kids in. Because if the sci-fi kids, they're going to be sharing this everywhere. Now, I got this guy with really tall hair who says, it's aliens. Okay? So it's aliens. And I loved this theory. When this first came out, the ancient aliens theory took the world by storm. Man, George Stringalopoulos guy, the guy with the hair who always says, it's aliens. That guy amazing. And what a face to put in there. What a sidebar, fun fact, conspiracy theory that religious people sanctions are behind this, because you're still really believe if you break it down. You're just breaking it down to someone from outer space, the Bible, right? That's some of the things that are being suggested. Some of the things with ancient alien theories on the Bible is that instead of it being it was a spaceship that came down and gave us earthlings the 10 commandments. Now, and I'm not making judgment, but I make observations. You got a bush that's talking to you, or you got a spaceship that's red. Nowadays that the government has said that UFOs are real. This swings us way back to Roswell, and how many lies have been told since then? So could this be the whole ancient aliens theory? Again, that kind of goes, if you look at just being scared or having faith, now that we get smarter with things and science, the aliens to me seems a little more believable. Now, would somebody who had just divine faith, that is not going to lead to my next one, which is the big one. Now, this is the new one that I think explains the Bible. That I found is another explanation for what is written in the Bible. Now, this is one that I find is being a little buried today, because this one is probably most realistic. The most realistic reason for the Bible's writings, possibly, mental health. Look at America, man. Look at the United States. The biggest problem there is mental health. And then you give that a gun and you've got world problems, not a problem within somebody's home. You have mental health problems and you have guns. So let's go back in time. Now, first of all, let me give you some statistics here, As I say, as I get older, I don't want to be that guy that's like, yes. No, 1 in 5 Americans right now, and this is from cdc.government. This is the government. This is medical.
My cats are joining. This is medical. You said a swear word, Chris. You said a swear word.
I've said a few, buddy. If that's the first one you caught.
You said CDC.
Why? What is that?
We're not allowed to talk about them. Well,
why not? We're not.
We're not allowed to talk about them because the anti-vaxxers are blaming them for all of the things we've just gone through. It's their fault.
How about the John Hopkins medical website?
According to the other side, gibberish.
Okay, so are these the same people that are toting that guns are good and mental health is bad?
Oh, I'm not lumping the whole thing in.
No, because this could be a whole sidebar.
There's a certain group of people that have pulled reports from medical journals that might have been written in a basement by a guy with Doritos on his fingers who talked to 4 doctors that don't agree with things. Totally get it. I've talked to 100 doctors. I'll take my 100.
Okay, no,
Go
well,
ahead.
here's the thing. I respect your opinion, but you shouldn't be the person opposing this with that view, right?
I'm not opposing you. I'm
No,
saying
no,
these
no.
people will oppose your CDC
Well,
and Hopkins.
my point here, and dude,
Yeah.
no, dude, I love you. My point here is let's let them give their opinion.
Sure.
I wasn't even aware of that. So if somebody would have come online with their opinion on that, then I would love to hear it. Honestly, that's fine. If it's a right wing opinion, that's fine. I'm
just
not here to
hey,
judge.
just tune in to the last 19 months of the Dean Blundell show.
No, I'm just
and you'll
saying.
get enough people.
Well, and again, dude, and then Dean's another dude. When we hang out and we chat, I'm just have a different. I've hit 50. I've had this summer to look at things, and I'm not judging. We're gonna have a guest on next week, buddy, who's got long COVID. Her career ruined because of COVID. So,
me too.
If anybody wants to really hear about COVID, they should really next week, man. I'm just giving things on the Bible. If people want to share, so maybe then the people that on the right wing that support the Bible may want to shoot this down. Again, are you the guys with the blind faith? I don't know. But don't be the one that speaks up, Brent. Don't you be the guy that speaks up.
Speaks up for who?
The right wing, because I wouldn't even have known about that.
Oh,
I didn't know they were against. I didn't know that.
No, but I didn't know they were against. I'm not speaking up. Yeah.
No.
I'm not speaking up for them. I'm saying that they. I'm saying
they will. But my point is, I didn't know about that, so you kind of are. I had no idea they felt this way. So,
yeah.
My turtle view, my ignorant view of just having a happy life. You're the guy that brought that to my attention. I had no idea. So I would have been better off not knowing because I believe in this info. So there's a perfect
I believe
point,
in the
my
info.
friend. For a guy like me, I was not knowing that the right wing disagrees with this because they're people, dude. Now I'm kind of going.
You didn't know that, Chris?
No,
you didn't know that every right.
I live in my own studio here. I've made a decision not to read what Donald Trump does, not to read what like, dude. Again, is where's the fucking. Where are those guys that were Al Qaeda? What were their names?
Al Qaeda.
Al Qaeda. What?
ISIS.
Where is ISIS, dude? It's controlled by not giving them my time of day. And maybe I haven't discussed this with you because we haven't. But I don't give them my time of day. I had no idea that they were sites, buddy. So here again. So I don't care. So here's my research on why maybe the Bible is causal health. If you don't agree with this, I have mental health issues. I cannot, in certain scenarios. When I was younger, I would say shit that wasn't true to impress other people. I would tell people I loved this band just to impress them. I would tell people I was 28 when I was 38 just to impress them. Then I'm talking about. So this is my research. 1 in 5 Americans above the age of 18 have mental health issues. Something is wrong with them. I don't care if it's a fact that it's a minor thing, saying that they can't deal with like soft toilet paper or pooping in a public spot. There's mental issues in everybody. Yes. Sometimes if you combine the issue with a gun or any kind of power, you're in for craziness, my friends. Craziness. How can you explain? Okay, check this out. No one whose testicles are crushed, whose male organ is cut off, shall enter the assembly of heaven and the Lord.
Why?
Where do we draw the line
to bang a bunch of people
between right-wing people? Where do we draw the line between who are offended by everything
and left
who are offended by everything, and the people that believe what I just said? Come on, man! Like this is. I'm that guy who's in his basement making a living.
The best thing
comics.
For you, Chris, is to stay off Twitter. Oh my God!
No! I want to go
in a good way,
and I. Sorry.
In a good way.
The point is that I'm so far off
It'll
That's going
infuriate
on
you.
is that I'm the guy that everyone should be talking to. And I'm not being an asshole here. I'm just saying that I had no idea what the right was thinking. I have no idea what the left is thinking. I'm just a dude. I'm just a Gen X dude.
But you could probably guess. You could probably guess what they're thinking.
Well, but that again, dude, I'm in such a vibration that's fine. That's fine. Let me hear your opinion and let me give you my opinion. And I won't contradict you. I won't get angry at you. And if you start to face off against me,
what's happening now is
what's
happening now is that those conversations inevitably spin out of control, and I'm just witnessing it because just from watching Dean's show, he's given 4 significant righties, and I'm in the middle too. I'm in the middle, but he's given 4 significant righties that were like, "Fuck the masks, fuck the fucking vaccine, and fuck."
They're too far.
And
they're beyond help.
He gave them a platform, spoke to them, because what people don't realize, and this isn't a pro Dean, go Dean show. What I'm saying is Dean was almost a doctor, and people don't realize
No,
that.
they do. We've mentioned that.
Here's
my point.
Sorry, he did exactly what you just did, Chris. He did exactly what you did. Facts.
And I'm not disagreeing with him for views. He's grabbing the far right. Get those people on the cusp and bring them over to, like, in my opinion, it's being done wrong. And now this is just me. The far right does need to be exposed. But if you bring them on your show and you give them a voice, there's no way they're coming on there with my angle. I'm going to listen to you. No. Get somebody that's a little in the middle. Get a human being. Get somebody who's actually.
There's been a few of those, but there's been a few of those, Chris. He's had them. That's what I'm saying is that point is, to your point, all the way right or all the way left. Getting those people to the middle is extremely difficult.
No, because I've talked to a lot that are kind of
but they're in the middle. Then
you can either go for the shock value, or you can go for the people that are kind of like, oh, okay, well, shit. Because I've met people like that, dude, and I've met people that are the other way, and I don't talk to them at all. There's no sense. I would definitely expose them, and because I love when they make them look stupid. But to seriously give them a platform is giving them way too much respect than they deserve. Okay, Dean, that's just Dean. That's it. I would love to parlay that.
But he has to. You know why he has to? Is because he has to give him a platform, because when he comes at that side with what you just did, when he says on his show, straight facts,
they don't listen. I get it.
They go hard, and then they challenge him, and he's like, "Challenge accepted. Come on my show. Let's talk." Well, every now and again, he'll get a guy that's in the middle that's like, "Yeah, you know what? We disagree, but we agree on a couple of things."
And those are the ones that you hook into and you put the effort into, the soul into, and then you get the right wings in there and you make fun of them and you have fun with that. Well, and I know Dean does that. I'm not hacking on what anybody does. I'm saying that there's certain forums that show these things. Like when I happen to go online, Trump, and I'll just read one part and be like, that. Why do I care whether he would punch somebody in the head? We know he would punch somebody in the head. You're just scaring people. Okay, so breaking this down, Brent, which do you think is the Bible? Do you think it's faith? Do you think it's aliens? Do you think it's all mental health people that wrote it? Or do you think it's still just a crock of fucking shit?
Well, on the Ancient Aliens side of things, we touched on this because you were the one that introduced me to Ancient Aliens years ago, and it's actually something that I'm the closest I've adopted closest because it's the one that makes the most sense. Not necessarily that I'm a person of faith or anything like that, but what I think it's more complicated than those three. I think
that's what I was going to say. It's like these are the top three, considerated conspiracy theories.
Well, anyone just has to watch the whole Indiana Jones series, because they've really danced around that subject pretty well. But starting with the Raiders of the Lost Ark, I mean, that was like a whole thing. They touched on it, and people didn't really. If you go back and watch that movie and any of those things, like bring it back around,
no difference to the story, though. That's the sad part about it.
It's just a whole. It's all about that. Okay,
it is. It's not about Indy. It's about what you're talking.
The fear aspect of it, I think, came later. I think that there was like this is gonna. It might sound ignorant of me because I just don't care or study on it. What I'm saying is like I feel like there was a guy named Jesus, and I feel like he was a good guy. He was the guy
Research it.
that cooked
Yeah.
for you, did the whole thing, blah blah blah. That's where it ends for me. And
Right.
someone that I like what that guy's doing.
Right.
I think we should all do that, and we should write stories about
That's Viracocha is like that.
about what
Now, here's
about the
the-
good
I'm
that this
sorry,
person
I got to
the good
jump
that this
in
person
here for
did.
1 second. You love Jesus, right? Jesus rep. There's no way that
I love Jesus.
dude was white. There's no way.
Well, he wasn't by trade. He was actually from
No,
the
but
Middle East.
everybody the Christians think
Mhm.
he was white.
Tell me that you've
One more.
tell me that you've
One more.
tell me that you've watched the Ricky Gervais thing on Colbert online. about
I know I've
atheism.
been doing Bill Burr. I've been all over Bill Burr, which is why I'm swearing so much.
Well-
Maybe I apologize, Mom. Sorry, Mom.
No, it's great. Make sure you watch it too, because his
Okay.
point is Colbert is I'll just make this point: hardcore Christian that worships one God, and Gervais is I'm an atheist that just worships one less than you, because there's a billion gods, and
Yeah.
they don't. No one recognizes, like, not everyone recognizes every god. So Colbert likes this God, and Ricky's like, I just like one less than you do. You don't like 3,000 other gods. You only like yours. And I'm just
Yeah.
saying, I don't like any of them. And I'm like, there it is. There it is right there. It's
Wow.
right there.
Do you-
Go.
You know who sold out the Pharaohs?
Who
you know
sold
who-
out the pharaohs? Now that's,
Do you know
That's
who
gonna-
told?
no.
Do you know who Eves? Where the Pharaohs' jewels?
well, I don't know
Where and
anything
where the
about, I don't know
coffins and
anything about the
stuff were?
Bible. So no, I wouldn't know.
It doesn't
I don't
have
know
anything to do
about
with the
Bible.
Bible. This
Sure.
is hidden shit. The priests
I just don't
did.
care.
The priests were the only people that knew where those buried. They told the friggin' thieves where to get it, and they religion. One last thing, Brent. Marvel supervillain Bible. Ready?
Okay, let's go.
No one dares ignore my call. For I, as always been, since the universe was birthed, from of the last.
Sounds like a Thanos.
Galactus, close.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw in this.
We got a half point.
One more. We know we are children of God, and that the whole world is under of the evil one. Bible or Marvel?
It's got to be Marvel.
Bible. Poker face. That is. Oh, I didn't write down the scripture. I'm sorry. Galactus. No, wait.
It's from Larry, verse 1, scene 9. What is it?
Isaiah 41. So, yeah, there you go. Got ya.
Got me good. So I got 1 for 1. 1 for 2. It's fine.
'Cause that's
Kids
my
on the Escalator
conspiracy
podcast.
theory is the Bible. Why is the Bible believable? There's so much more I want to get into on that, especially with the way religion is what killed the Egyptian pharaohs. Religion
I'll tell
killed the
you-
pharaohs, and
We're going to have a segment on this show, The Cult of Machete. We were going to launch a show for Chris out of this last year, but, the world got in the way. I blame the Bible. But we're going to bring it into this show and have a little segment every week where Chris is going to bring up a new
as I mentioned,
conspiracy
I'm a
theory.
delight. But
and all of
I
that.
love a good I've been watching too much Bill Burr lately too.
I love Bill. I love Bill a lot.
Oh.
I love everything that he does. Everything that he's done is great. And despite people's little wokeness that doesn't like some of the jokes he makes, I don't care. It's comedy.
He's on the money with
Nothing
everything, dude.
to me. There's nothing really off limits in comedy. I don't care what anyone says. There's nothing. There's nothing really.
I love his
I
deal
just
about
went.
when you're driving. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I just saw
Is it-
Sebastian Maniscalco the other night in Vegas. He's great too. Yeah.
He's got this
Yep.
deal about you're driving down the 4, guy sits in the left-hand lane. So people just having stop having so many kids, man. It wouldn't be that guy there. It wouldn't be that guy there. That guy there. Let's whittle it down to 3,500. How's that? Or
Bill's
35,000.
amazing. Amazing.
All right,
Amazing guy.
We should probably get on yet again.
We got to jump. Yeah, we got to jump. But that is a Kids on the
So,
Escalator
and the funny thing about
podcast.
Jen is, because she's a friend. I've never learned how to pronounce her.
Florentino. Okay, well, we'll find out next week when she's come on. She's a fellow long hauler like myself. I just got re-upped on my inhaler in Houston, Texas, by a Republican doctor, no less. How about that? Anyways, but we had a good chat, him and I, and he's only Republican for the money, not the other side.
Well, we didn't even touch on how much it costs the people for a day of body of the Queen go buy them.
Oh, that's a whole other thing.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, right? Like it's just like
people are hating on Harry and Meghan. I'm like, go Meghan, you take them down, Meghan, take them all down.
Meghan Markle girl.
I'm all the way in on her, man. I think she's great. I love Harry's line. Harry's lines are like yeah, Harry's lines are like my.
I'm down with Meghan Markle segment. That's hilarious. Just like all the rad things she's pictures of how rad she is. She's from Ottawa, right? I don't know. She's from somewhere, but from Ottawa.
But she's my queen. I'll tell you that. Because when you learn about all the things, like when they just released what Charles, like someone comes and puts his socks on for him, and all like, give me a fucking put your own socks on,
man. Well,
but anyways,
that funeral cost everybody so much money, and I was ranting and raving about that before about religious groups.
Yeah,
Jesus went around and helped people. He didn't ask for money.
The cost just on the EU alone is crazy because a bunch of now that she's passed, a bunch of countries want out. So that's going to cost them all this money, all the money that's like our money that they have to reprint and put Charles' ugly mug on there. Screw it all. Kids on the Escalator podcast.
Yeah.
That's Kids on the Escalator podcast for another week. Season launch. Thank you everybody for coming on board. We got the Leafs starting soon. We'll get into that next week. We didn't touch on it this week, but we'll get on it next week. Chris wants to talk more She-Hulk. Maybe we'll get into Andor next week.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. Definitely. So tell you what,
a swear word in it. There's a swear word in it. So how about that? We didn't touch on this. We got Luke. We got Hugh and Ryan Reynolds. Looks like we're gonna get a Deadpool 3 with Wolverine. And they already explained how Wolverine survived and that it takes place before that. Great stuff. All of it coming up. I don't know what day it'll be. Maybe next Monday.
I thought it was Monday. Yeah.
I think we're going to be Monday. So it could be Monday. Tune in. I think it's going to be this time, 9:00. Because that's when the nerds and the people like us all unite. We go out. We're night owls. So it's Chris Machete over there.
Good night, Mom and Dad.
Dangerous Dorothy. Gracious Gary. Read the Bible tonight before you go to bed.
If you see me anywhere, I'm a fucking delight. Hang on.
Read the Bible before you go to bed. Dorothy, we're bringing you on next week, and we're going to get a scripture from you. It's going to be called Scriptures with Dorothy. Thanks to our friends at the Dean Blundell Network. Thank you very much for having us on your fancy network. It's great.
And Dean, dude, you gotta go visit the cannabis shop there, buddy.
Go visit that place. Go see Chris Machete online at all the places. Machete Comics on the Etsy store.
I got hired by Scholastic to teach the Dave Pilkey Comic Club Underpants, the dog guy. So Scholastic, man. Oh, we all love Scholastic. Any questions? Yeah. I'm the guy.
My little guy wrote a letter to that guy.
Dude, he's so popular. Like it's huge. It's huge. I'll talk more about it next time.
Lots on the way. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Good times.
Rad dude.